Amazing.
Welcome to the CouncilCast.
I'm a child.
This is episode 251, being recorded on April 4th, 2023. The council is now in session, and as with every week, we will make arbitrary decisions about topics on science, technology, and random shit.
Random shit?
With little background and absolutely no expertise. All CouncilCast decisions are final and have no bearing on anything whatsoever. That was fantastic. I'm not sure what to think about that.
Well, if you're looking for something to think about.
Other than I do wonder if fish that are at the bottom of the ocean can fart. Maybe we will find out because scientists have now captured the deepest ever footage of a fish.
Yes, transition man.
I'm not sure.
Why didn't you press the fart button when he said, "Can fish fart?" Thank you.
I'm not sure that doesn't look much like a fish. That's a pretty weird looking thing.
That is kind of. I think that's kind of the whole point here. Is that apparently some researchers took a camera down more than 5 miles deep off the coast of Japan, and they found out that there are fish that live down there. They just don't really look like fish.
Okay.
So you get these really weird looking creatures. Some of the uniqueness of them is that they don't have any scales like normal fish have, and they also don't have what the heck is it called? Swim bladder.
This is live video footage of their swim bladder exploding. What is this? Why do I have this link? Is this
that's from last week.
Oh, okay, got it.
But yeah, apparently these are snail fish, and in order for them to survive at the pressures 5 miles underneath the surface of the ocean, they apparently have had to adapt. And these are the deepest fish that we've ever seen pictures of. So
heavy. They look
not
like
exactly
they
sure.
look like fish.
They kind of look like a tadpole, if you ask me.
Giant.
It's like the missing link. That's what it looks like.
I mean, I can't imagine that there's a lot that lives down there.
I think, maybe they live down there because of how they look. Maybe they just know that no one in society likes them, and so they just go down to the bottom of the ocean, hang out down there.
That's depressing.
Well, it is, but it could be the truth. I'm just saying.
I mean, I could see that, I suppose.
It does. It looks like a giant tadpole.
It does.
I mean, how much pressure is on the fish at that deep, do you think?
Clearly, look at his face.
I mean,
he doesn't look like that when he gets up close to the surface. He looks like a beautiful something or other fish. But then you get down there with all that pressure, and it just gets all squished.
When I feel pressure to be successful or to complete things on time, I just stop and I think about the snailfish and how much pressure he's experiencing at any given moment.
That's wise. That's wise. I say thumbs up for weird things at the bottom of the ocean.
Ayo.
So apparently the water depth, at that depth, the pressure would be about 15,000 psi.
Okay. What's that in inches?
15,000 psi.
Inches. What's that in inches?
So there you go. I give a thumbs up for capturing fish.
Put that in the Wolfram Alpha and get me some comparable stats.
Oh yeah, Wolfram.
Oh yeah. I'll try that. 15,750 psi.
Or ChatGPT. Help me understand 15,000 psi.
So 15,750, which is what it would be, is about 1,072 times the atmospheric pressure.
Okay.
It's also about a tenth to 40% of the water pressure used in a water jet cutter.
How much?
About a 10 to 40%.
So not even half of a water jet.
Correct.
Jesus.
Somewhere around.
This
it's
is
probably
actually
around
helping.
the maximum pressure in the chamber of a firing pistol.
Does it tell
About
you
equivalent to that.
in relation to how much pressure you feel after a particularly engorging burrito night?
Oh,
No.
According to Wolfram Alpha, it can 15,000 psi can be converted to 30,540 inches of mercury.
That's my preferred measurement.
I definitely know
how many?
that.
How many? How far down do you have to go in the ocean before you just blow up?
Blow up?
50,000 psi in burritos.
You're gonna blow in.
Whatever. Until you implode.
You'll get crushed.
Yeah. Okay. So at what
Okay.
point do you get crushed?
Here we go.
You?
I don't
Me.
know, like
Any of
10 feet. I don't know.
How
Here we
deep?
go.
What is the crush depth of a human?
There you go. This will get you on a watch list.
Of a human body.
There, that really helped.
50, convert 15,000 psi pounds force per
Human-
square inch to burritos.
Burritos.
PSI,
Human-
pounds force per square inch, and burritos are not.
Okay, so this is not gonna be. You're gonna be dead way before this, but human bone crushes at about 11,159 kilograms per square inch. This means we'd have to dive about 35.5 kilometers before bone crushes. This is 3 times as deep as the deepest point in our ocean.
So every time they say if you go down to the bottom of the ocean, it would crush your bones. They're
If you're
lying.
breathing air,
It just crushes you.
the maximum safe depth is about 60 meters or 190 feet. The feasible maximum with current technical capabilities and special breathing gases is about 500 meters.
And this is 5 miles down.
Yep.
500 meters?
Is 5
No,
miles.
where
yes.
the fish is.
This fish.
Oh,
This
I was
fish.
like, yeah, no. 500 meters is
So
half
500
a kilometer.
meters. That's like 5 miles, right?
So if you want to go deeper than that, you have to be suited.
How deep?
That's like 0.3 miles.
So apparently,
thumbs up.
the depth is not. It is pressure related, but it's not crush related. It's more of like the breathing gases and stuff related.
Steamrollers, not just for crushing people.
Anyway,
I mean, it won't crush you to bits, but I mean, I can't imagine that your lungs would be, your ribs would be able to survive that pressure.
oh yeah,
to
that
your
I don't
point.
know. This is more talking about. It doesn't say anything about like the resistive force making it so that you cannot like physically breathe. It is more about the actual like gas mechanics of what happened. That's why they were saying it. You know, if you're just doing oxygen, you can go this deep, but special blends of gases can get you to this depth, and then. Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
Or
good job,
it could
fish.
be like that movie.
Dope ass fish.
What was that movie where they're like, you just need to remember to learn how to breathe water. You breathed water when you were in your
Sphere.
mother's womb.
No,
Wasn't that Sphere?
no. It was The Abyss. Is James Cameron?
The Abyss. That's
It was
right.
Ed Harris in The Abyss, and they
Yeah,
breathe
Ed
that
Harris.
kind of pinkish orange liquid.
Yeah.
The rat is in the box, right? Remember? Yeah.
In the,
That's how
and
they
then the water,
demonstrate it.
Like,
And then he holds the
that-
rat upside down and drains the liquid out of it.
I don't remember that scene. I just know the scene of like the water face.
Yeah, that's The Abyss.
That water
Yep, you're right,
face
The Abyss.
That's The
was
Abyss.
a precursor to them being able to do Terminator 2.
Also James Cameron, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, something that isn't going to turn into Terminator 2
Good old Jimmy C.
is Virgin Orbit, because they are officially shutting down.
Oh.
Two
Turns
thumbs
out that
down.
If you don't make it to space and you can't get anybody to go on your rocket, you can't make any money.
Yeah, and going to space is kind of a precursor to.
Well, wasn't their whole deal expensive? I mean, weren't they costing more than all the other rocket boys out there right now?
What?
With their launches, weren't their launches
Has
more expensive?
anybody done the headline that Virgin Orbital will stay a virgin?
Nope, but I think we just.
I thought that
not.
I thought that other I thought they were the most expensive as far
Not that
as
that's derogatory.
launching
I mean, who cares?
vehicles, and they were having. Weren't they having lots of issues as well? I thought that they were like really having.
Oh,
I don't know.
They did have some issues, but the company I think you're thinking of is a different company.
Really?
Virgin
This is-
Galactic,
is
I
it
think
the-
is the one you're thinking of.
Aren't
Virgin
these,
what?
These aren't the same.
Galactic
Oh, maybe
It-
so.
Stalactites.
ish.
Branson?
I think.
They're both Branson.
They're both Branson. Though, yes.
Isn't Branson the guy that Obama went and jet set it on with on a boat for a while after he was done being president?
Yeah.
Was that Branson?
Probably.
That was Richard
Yeah.
Branson, right?
Wouldn't doubt it.
What a strange, like, all the people to go hang out with after.
I
After you're done
mean,
being president.
I feel like
there are
after you're done
billions of
being
people on
president, you're just like, I gotta cool off. Boat, maybe space.
Anyone want to go to space?
Like someone's gonna put a former president in space if he asks, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Probably.
It would cost Secret Service an arm and a leg, but
Oh yeah, yeah, that's probably true. You wouldn't. Oh well, you can't drive really even after. So
yeah.
if you want the Secret Service protection,
Yeah.
there's,
So
there's
Virgin
no law preventing
Galactic
you from driving.
is different than Virgin Orbit, but they're both Richard Branson, and their big thing was a similar idea. where they were
Tourism
gonna,
was galactic.
is Galactic, yeah. Where this one was, they were going to basically put a bunch of rockets on 747s, drop them, and they'll still shoot them into space.
Orbit is Branson's SpaceX.
Basically,
Okay. Well, the we're gonna haul for you,
yes.
or
So-
the relativity space. You know, but
Which
their
one was
gimmick-
the
their gimmick was
747?
747s.
Which one was
Their
the
gimmick
747?
was launching the rockets from 747s. Yes.
Right.
Wait,
Orbit had
Virgin-
747s. Relativity Space has 3D printed rockets. SpaceX
No.
has I don't know whatever the fuck SpaceX is.
Which Virgin
run out of
company was
title
using the 747s?
Galactic.
Virgin Orbit.
Galactic. Or sorry,
Virgin
Virgin
Orbit.
Orbit.
Virgin Orbit. They're the ones going out of business.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I did here. Is that their thing was unsuccessful and super expensive. So
It's because well, now they have all the capital they need to implement on their still galactic space tourism side of things.
Galactite.
Virtual first class to your heart's desire, Brian.
There you go.
that'd be awesome. Somebody finally take that idea.
Should we start a company on the metaverse called Virtual First Class?
Where you just get to pretend like you're flying first class.
Yeah, wherever you're at. Nobody will have legs. It'll be great.
We
You'll
have these showers right over here you can use. Conveniently, it's wherever your shower is.
You could realize any reality you want to. You could say virtual Olympic star. You know, I mean, during the Olympics, you could have the goggles on, and you could be running with the 100-meter dash people.
I mean, that seems to make sense.
Maybe this isn't a place where you sit. Isn't there a song from way back when we were in college that's like first class? Who sings that? That's a song.
Mm,
Will Smith.
I know.
mhm.
Why am I? No, it's not Jack Harlow. I don't think. I mean, that is a
Well-
song by Jack Harlow, but that's not what I was thinking of.
Well, if you do want to listen to whatever song that is, and you want to use it through CarPlay on your next GM vehicle, it turns out you won't be able to do that if you own an EV from them after 2024.
It's Glamorous.
That sounds complicated.
By
Why is
Fergie.
that?
I knew it was Fergie.
Yeah, GM is dropping its support for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto starting in 2024.
What? No more
for all their
distracted driving.
EVs.
This is so. What are they going to do? Replace it with their own thing?
Yeah.
Why?
No, they're going to take it all out of the car completely, and then you can just go back to balancing your phone on your lap. and
I
do stuff.
constantly see people complain that Android Auto and or CarPlay are not supported on vehicles. It's what people seem to want, even though I don't necessarily fall into that camp. It's what most of the people complain about.
So yeah, they are talking. So GM's reasoning for doing this is that they're going to create their own operating system basically for the vehicles to own the entire experience, which I mean makes sense to some extent from a
So
company
that's what
perspective.
Tesla did, and
Yep.
that's what Rivian does. Polestar is Android Auto.
Android Auto.
So
But it's
an
Auto
Android thing.
OS, not Android Auto.
Right. What happens with an iPhone in a Polestar?
They have CarPlay built in, actually.
Okay. So even if your I own this experience is really, really good, people seem to still want to just get in the vehicle and have it be Android Auto or CarPlay because they want to use just the apps that are right there on their phone. They
want their
essentially
apps. Yep.
just want it mirrored. Essentially, that's what they want. And like truthfully, I get that because that's what the Volvo has, and it is nice. It's a little slow, but I think that's Volvo's problem, not like the overall experience's problem. But like I get the appeal, especially if you do not trust the car manufacturer to make a nice holistic suite. Like I totally get it. Like you're like, I don't want to fucking deal with Rivian navigation. I want to use Google Maps and have it just be there.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
I
think from GM's perspective, I understand. I think why they want this. They want to control the experience, just like Rivian and Tesla are. I think it's an anti-consumer experience because that's not what they want.
I think it's going to come down to, I mean, like you said, how easy is it going to be for them, for people, for consumers to get and use the apps that they want to use? I mean,
if you think that your integrated experience is so good, that doesn't mean you have to drop support for the other things that people want. Trust that your experience is so good that you will pull them from the CarPlay experience and the Android Auto experience. But they know that they have to be real good to do that.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, everybody wants to have that stuff that's on their phone on the car. So, I mean, the problem is you can't just go in and create a bunch of apps and say, hey, they're on their car now, because nobody wants to sit in their car for an hour setting up another user.
Well, and
login.
like they're not going to maintain any of the experiences like in fast enough fashion, like compared to just like having the app display on the screen. Like, because you're going to be relying upon GM to do the software, and I don't fucking trust them for software as far as I can fucking throw them. Like, Tesla's feels okay because it's been around for so damn long, but people still, to this day, complain they want the integration with Android or Apple. It is the top complaint every single time on the Rivians, 100%.
Yeah, so in this article, I mean, Apple claims that 79% of new car buyers insist on having Apple CarPlay. While independent surveys don't quite find that level of demand, but they are finding that about 50% of the people, when you're buying a new car, do want to have Android Auto.
I bet
or
Apple
CarPlay.
People are more militant about it
One or
because
the other.
they want to stay in the Apple ecosystem.
Probably. Yeah, I mean,
One
the
or
only
the
good thing
other.
is I don't use either really all that often, except for when I've been in rental cars, and I'll admit the experience is typically lacking, though. I would see, at least on Android Auto side of things, and I'll admit it's maybe because of the Toyota systems that we've been using, but
It is.
I mean,
so navigation on the Rivian works okay. Where stuff starts to fall over and the experience is better on CarPlay is when I'm using literally any other app, like Audible or like any of those. Like those apps just have to integrate with the like play, pause, whatever the media like display services for the walled walled garden that Rivian has or that Tesla has, and I'll tell you, it fucks up sometimes. Like it displays like the wrong album artwork. Sometimes play pause doesn't work. Like something is like
goofy.
fucky between. So you have to like disconnect phone and reconnect it. Whereas I've never had that happen using CarPlay in the Volvo. Like I just connect it. It just shows what's happening on my Apple device, and the apps are right there.
Interesting.
I get why people are annoyed, and this is a confusing decision to me. Like ultimately, what does GM want? How do they make more money off of this?
It just seems like it's going to be a feature that people are going to complain about, and they should just stick with.
Like, are they saving a bunch of money?
Car that's good.
I mean, I'm assuming they don't have to pay some people to do CarPlay and Android Auto.
Do they not have to license the stuff?
Maybe.
I'm sure they think that, but it's tough, I think, to compete.
I mean, I think ultimately, are people not going to buy the GM because it doesn't have CarPlay? I'm sure, there will be some, right? But
I think if they're interested in a GM, they're going to check it out, and if it works, it'll be great. But I would be surprised if it works as well.
I have a hard time, but this is just me. I have a hard time believing I would go into a dealer. Well, first of all, I would already know everything about the vehicle anyway, but I have a hard time going into the dealer and seeing myself being like, yeah, this is the car I want. And then when I try it out and everything, it's like, yeah, I almost forgot. Does this have CarPlay? And they're like, nah. And I'm like, well, I don't want it then. That's not my make it or break it. Feature. That is not my make it or break it decision point. It doesn't help
CarPlay, though. Is this going to be better than CarPlay? Because I honestly do want something better than CarPlay.
You have experience with CarPlay in the Toyota? Okay. What is it about CarPlay you dislike?
I want it to I just want it to be my phone up there.
I mean, it kind of is. It's just like a different display of it.
I agree with Silas. It isn't, but there are some things.
I mean, it's not literally a mirror of your phone,
right?
For sure.
Yeah, that's what I want.
I don't mind if it.
They have to be careful with that because, they don't want you to be able to watch shit, right?
Sure, right. They need to lock it down a little bit, but there are things about the way that it interacts. For instance, when I plug in my I'm listening to a podcast and or an audiobook. The audiobook is what I'm talking about specifically. When I'm listening to an audiobook on my phone, it will say 2 times speed. And I go, okay. And it readjusts the length of how long the book is. It's like now, rather than having 10 hours left, you have 5 hours. It tells you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then on the CarPlay, it says 10 hours left still. And it's kind of changing the pace at a different speed. So it's little things like that don't.
I've experienced weird stuff like that before, and even the speed selection will be different on the you may have 25 0.25 increments on the app itself, but only halves on.
The other day, I wanted to go to 2.4.
Right, because you want to go to a 10th. I do that,
and I was like, I want to push it up, and I was like, oh, but I bumped something on my watch. And I was like, ugh, okay, I'm not going to mess with it. I'll just go on the app here. And then it would only let me go to 2 times speed. It capped out.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So it's little things like that where the apps don't equate 1-to-1.
But that's not, correct me if I'm wrong here.
I'm a power user.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Funny, though. That's not Toyota. That is right. That is the CarPlay.
So this is what I'm saying. That is the CarPlay of CarPlay going to be better.
I see. Okay. But what you're complaining about specifically there is I think the CarPlay view of that app, which I think is on the app maintainer.
Exactly.
Here's what I'm trying to figure out. What GM vehicle would anyone purchase?
So Chevy Silverado, Brian.
Yeah, okay.
Washing machine.
I mean, their electric cars are pretty quality for the most part.
Yeah. I mean, I think
the Bolt EV.
I'm curious to see how this kind of plays out for them. I mean, I think
They've
I'm
got the
not sure what is all
all-electric
involved.
Silverado coming.
Yeah,
Silverado.
they've got a Blazer and Equinox, all EV
GM.
stuff coming out.
Yeah, I mean,
next year, I think.
GM for a while has been, aside from GM being early on the one who killed the electric car, has been.
Isn't that song that's out right now? Silverado.
Oh, sorry.
Something. What's that song?
GM killed the electric car. No.
Yeah.
TV killed the radio star. That's what I was trying to go for, but the syllables didn't really line up. I mean, GM has been very friendly towards electric stuff, at least outwardly, in the last 10 years. I mean, they kind of started it with the Volt, right? And then iterated on the Volt a couple times. Did the Bolt EV. They've had their problems, but like they've been trying.
I mean, they are the second largest EV manufacturer in the U.S. right now, so
behind Tesla.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Ford hasn't done as well with the Mach. People seem to really like that thing.
I don't think they sell a lot of them, to be honest.
I haven't read a single bad thing about the goddamn things. It's like everybody that has one loves it.
I mean, I've seen a few of them around here, but I don't get the sense that a lot of people are buying them.
They're not buying them, or they don't make enough numbers.
Well, that could be either one.
Huh.
I've definitely seen more Lightnings around than I have.
I saw a Lightning the other day, first one in person. I was like, that Ford is not making a lot of noise backing out. It was like bing, bing, bing. I was like, it's a Lightning.
Anyway, we'll see what happens. Yeah,
Right.
I'm gonna give them a thumbs up for trying, and if they can truly make a world-class experience that is better than CarPlay or Android Auto, then go for it.
I guess.
At least they're not implementing AI into their cars yet, though, because apparently AI critics have called for a pause on any further AI development.
I saw.
Yeah.
It might be a little too late, if you ask me, at this point.
We're too far. Too far already.
Self-aware.
We're too far along. It's already figured itself out. But yeah, apparently some AI experts in what was it? I don't remember where they were from, but they basically are, I think, basically calling for all AI development to be kind of halted for a while until we can figure out, are they sentient or not?
Come on. I thought we were past this.
We know they
not.
are, and we're very excited to work with them because we love them.
Yes, thumbs up for AI.
Thumbs up for AI. Please don't kill us.
Yeah, they apparently asked 4 questions in their letter. They said, should we let machines flood our information channels with propaganda and untruth? Should we automate away all the jobs, including the fulfilling ones? Should we develop non-human minds that might eventually outnumber, outsmart, obsolete, and replace us? And should we risk loss of control of our civilization?
That's a big one.
So, I mean, I think
what do you want me to say?
You probably have these answered in a week, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah, I'll go heads down on it for the rest of this week. I'll let you know. I'll let you know.
We could ask the computer.
I've got just the think tank for this.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I'm just going to run it through ChatGPT and see what they tell me for an answer.
That's a good place to start. That's where I do all my first round research.
Whenever I'm investigating whether or not AI should exist or not, I always go to the computer, and the computer says AI is awesome.
Here, I'm gonna put it into. I'm gonna put that last one into ChatGPT.
Yeah, you should question ChatGPT. It's always good to go straight to the horse's face.
Apparently, it just told me that it depends on what you consider civilization.
Ooh, that's ominous. Wow.
It's got a good point.
Can't argue with that.
Say, you have a good point. I will never argue with you again, just so it knows.
Just to be clear. So yeah, I don't think I haven't heard of anybody.
I'm glad to be a part of it.
I haven't heard anybody backing off on doing this, or if OpenAI has said, "Yeah, we're going to stop." But I would say we're a little too far for somebody to come up with this. So thumbs down on trying to stop AI at this point.
Yeah, they should have asked that question years ago when they dreamt up the idea of AI.
Should have come up with these questions right after A Space Odyssey 2001.
Hello, Hal.
2001.
Yeah,
Sure.
2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yeah.
Bum, bum,
I
bum.
believe AI was a problem in that movie, wasn't it?
I mean, maybe.
That's a weird question, and I ask myself a lot of weird questions.
It's only fair. You know, I also ask a lot of weird questions about what I eat, including why I might want to eat a meatball made from mammoth meat.
Sounds like
What?
some big balls.
Mammoth?
Yes, apparently some people have created a meatball from mammoth muscle protein that they were able to de-extinct. If you remember from a few episodes ago, they brought the mammoth back.
Extinct.
Yep, they
I
brought
feel
the
like
mammoth
maybe
back
we should
and
consider
made it into meat.
re-extincting it.
I'm not sure why anybody thought this was a good idea.
That's fair.
I would agree.
They apparently produced about 0.88 pounds of mammoth meat, according to using a lab-grown meat process.
Mammoth meat.
But apparently, the researchers who ate it said that it was not very good. So, I would imagine it's kind of tough. I don't think mammoth probably was a very lean cut, I would guess. Would you eat mammoth meat?
I mean, I did when it was alive, but
Oh yeah, do you have some first-hand experience, Brian?
yeah, it was pretty gamey. So
It was gamey.
pretty gamey.
What would you equate it to today?
Well, there's really nothing that compares to mammoth meat. I mean, it's just in a class of its own from way back when. I don't know.
That must have been hella dry aged.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
A lot of it wasn't even cooked because we didn't even have fire back then. So,
Did you just make it into mammoth jerky?
well, you just ate it raw usually. But if you could get fire,
You hadn't
eat it,
invented
you
fire
cooked it,
yet.
and then
Okay.
you overcooked it because there wasn't a lot of like refrigerators and stuff around. So
There weren't
I
a
didn't
lot.
have
though. No, not
There weren't
a
a
lot.
lot of refrigerators.
Not a
but
lot.
There were some.
There were some. There were some,
Oh,
depending on if you were in an upscale cave or not. So the mammoth
Moving
was
on
not a
up.
tasty meal. There was quite a bit of it, but it wasn't the best.
to a deluxe cave in the sky.
Did you ever think of just salting it and then throwing it in the ground and burying it for a while?
Where were you? However many years ago, though, I can't even think how far back that was. Where were you back then, Blaine? Gee,
I'm not sure I was around back then, Brian.
no, you weren't. I'm just saying, where were you? Why weren't you there to help us figure these things out?
Oh, my bad. I should have been there.
And that old Mel Brooks thing that he did, got on the talk show and said, "I'm the oldest man in the world," and told all kinds of stories about history that weren't even things. That was a bit that he did.
Sounds like it. Yeah, I'm gonna go with a thumbs down on the mammoth meat. Let's bring back something that tastes better.
I'm gonna say thumbs up for cloning. I think that's an important science to continue, even if you're gonna do failures like bringing back mammoth meat. So
Fair enough. Well, if you want to ever write a food blog about all of the mammoth meat that you were eating, you can now use your BlackBerry keyboard from your old BlackBerry to work with your PC to type it up.
Great.
Why?
I type
Finally.
way faster that way.
finally,
I have
insane.
no idea.
This needs to be
Apparently,
the keyboard that they use on that 800-foot wide laptop that guy made out of plywood and a giant TV screen. He
oh,
needs
that'd
the
be
little
perfect.
BlackBerry keyboard is what the keyboard he needs to go with that.
Yeah, it looks like these guys, they took like basically hacked the bottom part of a BlackBerry keyboard off and apparently attached it to a bunch of circuit boards so you can now use it as a keyboard for your PC. This is
I mean, that's awesome that
why?
people do these things just to experiment and have fun, but why exactly? It just doesn't make any sense to go to all that trouble.
Oh, apparently it also has a trackpad built into it that you can use as a very tiny mouse for your computer if you wanted.
Very tiny.
Yeah, I could see maybe. Apparently, you can grab this keyboard for $30. You can buy it online, so I could see this being like a joke thing. Like if you're going to a meeting at work and you want to like plug into a computer that's there and take over somebody's computer while typing and be surreptitious about it.
I guess. I don't know. I'm gonna say thumbs down. That
Be a
I'm gonna
good
say
joke.
thumbs up because I love how
Ridiculous.
technology is cyclical. You know, BlackBerry's coming back.
True.
Can't
You have
wait
a
for that beeper to
BlackBerry,
come
you
back.
can now tear it apart
Uh,
and use it to replace your keyboard, which is big and easy to use.
Oh, on
Wait,
top
can
of that,
you
it sounds
use
like
it
you
to code
can.
a Raspberry Pi?
Yeah,
there you
sure.
go.
Great.
You
Can you,
you
use
can
it
also
to code
use it
Doom on Raspberry Pi?
probably.
Neat.
BlackBerry keyboard on a Raspberry Pi. Mmm.
My
That's a
favorite part
delicious
is
treat.
apparently they say you can plug it into your Apple and Android mobile device. So
Oh,
if you
there you
hate the
go.
keyboard on your current phone, you can use this
I
BlackBerry
could use
keyboard
my
instead.
BlackBerry keyboard on my Apple device with my. Oh, I
That's
lost all the
amazing.
berries. There's a lot of berries involved in computer marketing.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see actually I could see somebody doing that if it doesn't sound like this is Bluetooth or anything, but I could see somebody doing that if they made like a Bluetooth version of this. So I'm gonna give it a thumbs up. Being a clever reuse of old BlackBerry keyboards because I'm pretty sure there's probably a million of them out there, and they never broke. So
In someone's drawer somewhere, there's in their house or some bunch of old phones and Blackberries and things that probably would work.
yep. Well, with that, we're gonna move on to our billionaire pitches for the week.
Yes. So I've been working on mine over here. I'm very excited about this one.
All right,
Yeah, I got.
let's hear your
I got
pitch.
one. Oh, okay.
No,
go ahead, Silas.
I want Brian to go first.
Yeah, I got one. I want you to be able to. I want a billionaire to connect a pair of glasses to a bowling ball, so that when you get up there and you got your bowling ball glasses on, you can use the glasses to control the ball all the way into a strike every time.
Thumbs up.
Hmm.
Nothing amiss with that.
What do you mean? What would be amiss?
Cheating. I don't know.
Oh, it's not like I'm going to be wearing my bowling glasses at a tournament. I'm going to wear them hanging out
Well,
with
if
people.
you start breaking all the records,
Those kind of look like your bowling glasses right now.
Oh my glasses
Makes
look
them
like
feel
bowling
powerful.
glasses. Thank you.
sir, you just bowled nine 300s in a row. I
Yep.
sure did. You want to
Thanks
join our
to-
league? I sure don't because I'm a cheater
No,
using my
thanks
bowling
to-
glasses.
Thanks to my
I-
bowling glasses that I got this Christmas.
What does Ron Swanson say? I was never here.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But
there
I
you go.
like it still. Thumbs up. I mean, I want a pair. I think
Yeah.
that they're problematic.
They're not
but
problematic.
Only if you use them for good to like cheer up your friends when they're like, man,
Lawn
bowling's
darts.
hard.
The original lawn darts. That's problematic. You stand over there. I'll stand over here. I'll throw this dart, and hopefully it'll go in the circle and not through your head.
The original lawn darts.
It was steel
Love it.
tips and heavy, and you could sharpen them. No, this is just good, clean fun. You know,
That
this is
shit
not
got
good-
outlawed, right?
Yes,
Uh,
I had so
Oh,
much fun
man.
with them too.
I mean, I'm surprised that your bowling ball doesn't have the idea to have like little knives pop out of it, like like they would on a pair of shoes. So yeah, I'll go with a thumbs down for not having knives.
Okay.
I like it. Thumbs up
Thanks.
for bowling ball.
Well, a
glasses.
thumbs down's better than an eye roll any day.
But do
so.
you need a special bowling ball to go with it, or does it work on all bowling balls?
You know, it's a match set,
Okay.
and then
Well,
you can
I
just
think-
pick
with that now.
you can.
This
pick
could be the ultimate assassin kit if you add some pop out knives. I think.
Like,
I don't think you understand. It's just
This
gonna
is
roll.
how they did
It's
want
heavy.
it.
It weighs 13 pounds. You can't throw it very far. You're just
A
gonna roll
bowling
it down the
ball?
lane, and
13
you're gonna look at the
pounds?
pin that you want it to hit, and no matter how you throw the dumb thing, it's gonna just correct itself.
24-pound bowling ball.
13
Yeah,
is not
imagine
that
that-
heavy, is it?
Imagine how many people you could like roll it down the sidewalk on, and you could just like cut their Achilles on their heel or something like that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Just imagine, Blaine.
Their Achilles.
Their Achilles. On Achilles Street. All right.
you could say I'm on a killing streak.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Oh
good.
my!
Yeah, I'll vote for that one.
Thumbs
That's
up.
good.
Dad
Thumbs
pun.
up. Yeah, nice dad. Nice dad fun.
All right.
What's your idea, Silas?
Okay, I would like to pitch a movie to a billionaire.
I bet you would, you butt licker.
Here is the plot to the movie that I would like to pitch. Years have passed since the original Space Jam, and the Looney Tunes world is in turmoil. Bugs Bunny was murdered, and the Toon Squad has been disbanded. In a dark and gritty world where the lawless roam free, the Toon Squad is just a distant memory. But one man, John Wick, played by Keanu Reeves, is about to change everything. John Wick, a former NBA superstar who left the league to become a hitman, receives a call from an old
That
friend.
was pre Hitman Wick was NBA
Lola
Superstar
Bunny.
Wick.
She tells him that Bugs Bunny has been murdered and that the Toon Squad needs help to avenge the fallen friend. At first, John is hesitant to get involved, but Lola convinces him to help. John arrives in the Looney Tune world where he meets his remaining members of the Toon Squad. They explain that Bugs was killed by a ruthless gang of street ball players who run the courts in the area. They also reveal the gang leader is former NBA player Dennis Rodman, who John knows all too well. John and the Toon Squad train together, preparing for the ultimate street ball game. The game is intense. The gang uses every dirty trick in the book to win. However, John's basketball skills, combined with his lethal combat training, give the Toon Squad the edge they need to win. In the end, John and the Toon Squad emerge victorious, but not without casualties. The gang leader, Dennis Rodman, who is responsible for Bug's death, is defeated by John in a brutal one-on-one basketball game to the death. As John walks away, he looks back at the Toon Squad, who is celebrating their victory. He realizes that he's found a new family and decides to stay in the Looney Tunes world to protect them. The movie ends with John teaching the Toon Squad how to play basketball his way, with a combination of physical prowess, cunning strategy, and deadly accuracy. The Toon Squad becomes a force to be reckoned with, and the Looney Tunes world is safe once again. Title, Wick Jam.
Wick Jam. Ask it now. Just ask. But what happened to
That's a
the
good idea.
alien?
Thumbs
Ask
up.
it. What happened to the alien theme park owner in this movie?
Wait, what was the title of it again?
Wick
Wick
Jam.
Wick Jam. Okay.
Wicker Man.
Owner from the first movie. It says in the first Space Jam movie, the alien theme park owner, Mr. Swackhammer, is defeated by the Toon Squad and is forced to relinquish control of the amusement park to Bugs Bunny and the Looney Tunes Squad characters. It is unclear what happens to Mr. Swackhammer.
No. What happens to him
After
in this
the
John
movie
Wick
ends and
movie?
the Toon Squad returning to the home court. However, it is possible that Mr. Swackhammer could have faced legal consequences for his actions in attempting to kidnap the Looney Tune characters and steal their talents. It is also possible that he may have gone into hiding or attempted to start a new venture after losing control of his theme park. Ultimately, his fate is left up to interpretation. Boring.
I wanted to know what happened to him, like if he's in this movie, like what's slated for him
Does
in this
he
one.
make an appearance in Wick Jam?
There you go, in Wick Jam.
It's unlikely that he would be relevant to make an appearance in this film.
Wow. Bold of it to not take you up on your bullshit.
It just keeps saying, as an AI language, I don't know, Mr. Swag Hammer could do whatever, I don't know, breaking.
That's annoying.
So here's my pitch. I gave a thumbs up for that one, actually.
Yes. I'd love to see John Wick play basketball.
So mine's I'm gonna pitch Wild Wild West sequel. That also features a crossover with The Matrix.
I love it.
And here's my pitch from ChatGPT. It says Will Smith returns as James West, a former U.S. Marshal turned bounty hunter in the post-Civil War era. He is hired by a mysterious woman named Trinity to track down and capture a rogue agent named Smith, who has escaped from the Matrix, a simulated reality controlled by machines. West soon discovers that he is also a potential candidate to be the One, a prophesized savior who can free humanity from the Matrix. He teams up with Trinity and her allies, Morpheus and Neo, to stop Smith from unleashing an army of cybernetic outlaws in the real world and the Wild West. Along the way, they encounter old enemies and new allies, such as Dr. Lovelace, a mad scientist who has merged with his giant mechanical spider, and Niobe, a rebel captain who has a history with West. There you go.
I love it. I'd watch that. Thumbs up.
I would watch that. I would buy a copy of it, even though I wouldn't watch it anything but digital, but I'd still buy. There you go.
Hey, this is
Perfect.
great.
These are going to be blockbusters for sure.
Wick Jam. Does the movie have a title?
I titled it Wild Wild Matrix, so very unoriginal.
Oh, I like it.
Matt, you got anything?
Well, I thought I was gonna. I asked ChatGPT, quick, I need a idea to pitch a billionaire, and it gave me something serious, which is boring. It was like something AI, healthcare data, real time, blah blah blah, health profile, make everybody happier. And I and it, for some reason I think it got stuck because I started to type out well that's nice, but I was something way stupider. And it's I don't know, the page crashed or something. So no, I don't really have anything
live
good.
data billionaire
It was dumb. I didn't want something real.
pitch.
Oh, give me a funny billionaire idea. How about a billionaire who invents a laughing pill? This revolutionary pill, when ingested, triggers uncontrollable fits of laughter that last for hours. The billionaire decides to gift the pills to the entire world, and chaos ensues as people everywhere burst into laughter at the most unexpected moments. Laughter flash mobs spontaneously break out in public places. Workplaces turn into uproarious comedy clubs, and even serious business meetings are interrupted by uncontrollable giggling. The pill becomes a global sensation, with people clamoring to get their hands on it, and the billionaire becomes a household name as the world's most hilarious philanthropist. However, as with all things too good to be true, unforeseen side effects emerge, including quote unquote laughing hangovers and quote unquote laughing withdrawal. When people try to quit taking the pill, hilarity ensues as the billionaire and their team scramble to find a solution, all while the world continues to convulse with laughter. The billionaire's journey to bring laughter to the world becomes a comedic adventure filled with uproarious moments and unexpected mishaps. In the end,
is this an episode of Rick and Morty?
In the end, the billionaire learns that true laughter comes from genuine joy and connection, and not just from a pill. As they navigate the ups and downs of their wild billionaire idea. And of course, the entire story is told with plenty of humor and wit, making it a hilarious tale tale of a billionaire's quest to spread laughter across the globe. So let the laughter begin. Disclaimer: this idea is purely fictional, not intended to be taken as actual investment or business advice. Always conduct thorough research and consider all potential risks and legal implications before pursuing any business venture. Laughter is the best medicine, but it's important to keep it safe and legal. Have a good laugh. Cry laughing emoji, tilted cry laughing emoji, squinty face laughing emoji. And that was it.
Thumbs up for that.
That's awesome.
And it
Nice going.
titled the chat for me, "Laughing Pill Invention."
I asked Chat to give me a possible tagline for my movie, and it said, "Wild Wild Matrix, there is no spoon in the West."
That's
I love
pretty
that.
good.
That's
to be
really
honest.
good.
There is no spoon
In the West.
What does the kid say? Once you something once you see
once
that
you
you'll see
realize
that there
the
is no
spoon isn't here. Yeah, something about the spoon doesn't exist.
There is no spoon.
All right. Well, with that, we're going to go ahead and call
Wow.
this council meeting adjourned.
Thank God.
Thank you all for listening. We record this podcast live Tuesday nights on YouTube. If you liked what you saw and want to check out all past episodes of the CouncilCast, you can go to councilcast.org. You can also find the audio files on iTunes or your favorite podcatcher. If you have a topic you would like the council's decision on, you can email us at idon'tcare@councilcast.org, or check us out on Twitter at RealCouncilCast or on Reddit at /CouncilCast. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.